This little mobility session, we're going to go through and target your ankles and your hip flexors. And in doing so, we're going to go through a three-pronged approach. So number one, first prong is going to be rolling. Number two is going to be rotating. And then number three is going to be actually mobilizing. And with mobilizing, as I often talk about, it's as much about stretching as it is about strengthening. So we're going to try and do both at the same time. So with that, if you have a foam roller, great, grab that foam roller. If you don't have a foam roller, you can use any sort of household item. Wine bottle can work really well. Anything that's a cylinder or anything that's a ball that's relatively firm. So it could be a tennis ball, it could be a lacrosse ball. Tennis ball might be a little soft, could be a softball, any type of ball you have. It could be a medicine ball that you have at home, whatever it might be. We're gonna start with our ankles, and we'll do everything with our ankles first. And by ankles, I mean calves. And with that, we're going to start with rolling. So as I roll, could be your ball, could be your foam roller. We're just going to go up and down like so, and you just follow along. If you don't have anything, just fast forward this part, and then we'll go to the next part. So we're going to go up and down, just nice and slow, nice and smooth. If you feel an area that gives you a little more feedback, spend some time in that area. So I kind of feel it right up top. Ankles and hip flexors, two muscles that oftentimes get really tight with outdoor activities, particularly lots of walking, particularly running, cycling, or any type of hiking as well. So that's why we're going to focus on these two areas today. And so with that, we're going to push up to the side here, get the outer portion of our calf. You might hear a couple cracks through my knees as they go into some bending. And there's another one, and then we'll switch to the inside. Oh yeah, definitely some feedback there. Showing me some love. Another nice little crack in the knee. All right, beautiful. Let's switch to the other side. Same idea, just up and down. So foam rolling, wicked technique to just sort of relieve some of the tension created through your muscles with day-to-day activities or with some of those sports that you love or perhaps workouts. And with foam rolling, they can be done on your off day, or also too really like to use foam rolling prior to a workout, not really after a workout. The idea is to just kind of calm, settle things down, and loosen them up. And so it makes a little more sense to do so prior to your workout versus after. Not to say that it's bad to do it after your workout, but I think it's just more effective prior to the workout or on off days. And yes, we get knee cracks on the right side as well. And we'll just flip to the outside here. Up and down like so, get a little bit more feedback right at the top. You're going to see that my foam roller has got some jagged edges to it, so this would just be a little bit more intense than your regular sort of flat foam roller, your standard foam roller, so to speak. So I do have both, and I'll use the two foam rollers. Let's go on the inside this time. I'll use the two foam rollers for different things on different areas, depending on, again, just how much feedback I get. For some people, this can provide a lot of feedback, could be pretty excruciating. If I go right there, definitely getting some more feedback, so I'm going to spend some time there. And so if that's the case, you just go to your regular foam roller. You don't want this to be crazy painful, but you do want to be getting into those areas. And voila, okay, from there, we got foam rolling down. Let's go with rotating. So controlled articular rotations from here, a little bit different from how we do them in a workout. We're spending more time and more focus on the mobilization aspect. So let's really emphasize control. So with that, I'm going to point my one foot down, and from here, we're going to go three big slow circles. So I'm drawing with my big toe, eversion, up into dorsiflexion, get that leg high or toe high, down into inversion. Good, just really trying to control it, and then all the way into plantar flexion. Then we're going to go again, draw that big circle. Try and make that circle even bigger this time, using my big toe as kind of my guidance, my reference point of the circle, drawing around. Let's go one more, up, and I get some cracks through my ankles too. With your cracks, you just go a little bit slower through those areas, down nice and strong. Let's pause at the bottom. We're going to switch, go the other way. Good, all the way up, really controlling. Into eversion, really rolling over. And then down, beautiful. We'll go up again. Nice and strong. Out and around. Down, good. Let's go one more, all the way up. Good, strong. And around. And down, beautiful. Switch, go to the other foot. Same idea, all the way up. Good, out, around, lots of control. Beautiful, and again, all the way up. This time a bit bigger with that circle. Out, around, and down. Good, let's go again, all the way up. Out, around, and down. Give me a little pause, let's switch, go the other way, all the way up. Good, a little rotate around, out, down for one, good, and again, all the way up. A little rotation, around, down two, good, nice and strong, all the way up. Out, around, down, and three, awesome. Okay, mobilization. So from here, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into downward facing dog position. So just like this, I'm gonna prop up, and then from here, I'm just gonna lean. So I'm gonna place a little bit of weight into that one foot. Keep this back knee as straight as you can. Feel that stretch through your Achilles, and then you can get a little bit deeper into that stretch just by walking your hands back. And I just want you to hold it here. And let's take a couple deep breaths in this position. Really just push that knee back. If you can get your heel to touch the floor, awesome. And a little breath in. Good. Breath out, just release. Breath in. Breath out, release. One more breath in. Breath out, release. All right, now a little mobilization, a little stretching at the same time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drive up with that heel all the way nice and high as we can get it. And then we're gonna lower 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down to the floor deep. If you can get your heel down, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. You wanna try and keep your toes pointing as straight as possible. We're gonna go 5 reps. Up nice and high and lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Good. Big stretch. I stick my butt in the air and drive back up. Good. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Good. Big drive back up. Good. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Good. And one more. Big drive back up. Good. And lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Big stretch. 5. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Same idea. We'll just hang out here first, let things loosen up a bit. Maybe walk our hands back. Maybe take a little break. Just rest your shoulders if you need to. Get some blood back up in that head. Good. Okay, here we go. Let's go back into it. Little hold. Good. Nice and strong. A couple breaths in. We'll take 3 big ones. Good. Again. If you need to rest your shoulders, you can. And breath in. Keep that knee locked out. And here we go for our 5 reps. Drive up. Good. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2. Get deep with that stretch. Good. Butt in the air and drive up. Good. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Good. Drive up and lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Good. Drive up. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Good. And drive up. Lower down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Beautiful. All right. Couple good stretches. A little TLC for our ankles. We're going to move on to our hip flexors. You're going to grab your roller if you have it. If you don't, you can just fast forward through this part. From here, I'm going to get down to a plank position, lying with my one leg on the roller, and then I'm going to bring my other hip up to 90 degrees. This knee's going to stay on the floor, and that's going to be my pivot leg, and then I'm going to roll up and down. So I'll show you on the other side just so it's easier to see. This is my pivot leg, hip up to about 90 degrees, and then from here, we're just going to roll up and down our thigh. It's definitely an area where I require a little bit more TLC, particularly because I spend a lot more time at my laptop, a lot more time sitting throughout the day. And my hip flexors are starting to notice it. So I like to spend a little more time right at the junction of my hip, right at the top here, give it some TLC, And then we'll roll all the way down. Some people will often feel this right in the belly of their, or the sort of midpoint of their quad, particularly if you do a lot of running or a lot of cycling, because that's an area that tends to take a lot of, or produce a lot of the force in those activities. Good, let's hold it here. Just gonna spend some time at the top. Let's go for about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and good. We'll switch to the other side. All right, from here, up and down. Good. Again, if you have any areas where you get a little extra feedback, spend some time. Like I said, for me, it's right up around here. You can also, too, a really good technique is just sit on that area, take a breath in, and then just a slow breath out. Try to release a little bit. Let's roll back in. See if we find any other areas. Give us a little feedback. Good. Go for about 5 more seconds. All right, beautiful. Okay, next up we got our rotation. So with our rotations, we're going to do them standing. And with our standing rotations, again, different from a workout, we're going to spend a little more time, a little more energy, a little more focus. So from here, if you need to grab onto something, by all means, you can grab on something. It's probably a little bit more efficient because then you don't have to worry about your balance, and you can just focus on getting as much range of motion as possible. So I'm going to bring that knee up into flexion, and then I'm going to rotate it out from here. I'm going to keep it high. I'm squeezing and tensing other areas. Good, nice and strong. Little rotation around. We're going to stay with that one hip. Let's go back up again. Good, bring that knee out. Strong through the hip flexor here. A little rotation. Good, try not to move too much through my back. Beautiful, and let's go again, all the way up. Good, and out. Keep that knee high. Good, solid rotation, beautiful. 3, you might get a little bit of cramping in there, that's okay. We're just trying to work it, trying to wake some muscles up. Good, keep it high, nice and strong. 4, good, let's go one more. Good, all the way up, nice and high. Leg comes out, good, and nice and strong. And 5, beautiful. Okay, we'll switch to the other side. Right leg up, nice and high. All the way out, a little rotation around. Good for 1, and again, all the way up. Leg comes out, rotate around. 2, good, you got it. All the way up. Good, definitely testing the balance of the feet. Good, leg comes out. 3, good, feels really good in that hip all the way up. Good, nice and slow, stay strong. If you feel any popping, clicking, cracking, you just go a little bit slower, really try and activate the muscles around. And we'll do one more, all the way up. Good, out. And around. Beautiful. Okay, from here, down in a 90-90 position, probably one of my favorite stretches. I'm gonna dig my toes in. You can have your feet flat if that's a little bit more comfortable for you. I'm digging my toes in because they need some stretching and some love too, so I'll get both done at the same time. But if you just want to focus on your hip flexors or your toes don't like this position, no problem. We're just going to take a couple deep breaths in. You want to fire up that hip as best you can, and just have a nice straight line coming from your head all the way down to your knee. And let's take a breath in, and then we'll just release right through the hip here. So breath in and out. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. Okay, we got the stretching portion done. Let's get the strengthening portion done. So what we're gonna do here is we're really gonna fire up our glute. We're gonna lengthen out our hip flexors. The glute fires, hip flexor is gonna lengthen. And what we're gonna do is you wanna think of dragging your knee down into the floor. You're gonna feel this all light up and tense up in an isometric contraction, and that's ideal. We're gonna hold that nice and strong. We're gonna build it up 20, 40, 60, 80, 100% of the contraction, and then we're gonna go 180, 60, 40, 20. It's gonna be about a 20 or 30 second thing, so just follow along with me. I'll cue you through it, but ultimately we're just gonna start with a low glute contraction. Hold 20, 40, nice and strong. Rotating that hip forward, 60, knee dragging into that floor. We're not moving, but you'll feel it tense right there. 80, good. Let's go for 100. Squeeze as tight as you can, as strong as you can. Drive that knee forward. Hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now release. 100, 80, 60, 40, 20. Good. And rest and relax. And let's do the same thing. We'll go on the other side. Just hold. Get a good breath in. And then just release a little bit. So we're really working to mobilize and strengthen our hip flexors in this lengthened position. And in the next exercise, we're going to go in a short position. Ready? Let's build it up. If you have your foot flat, you can also dig that foot into the floor. Will help to just increase the stimulus in the front of that leg. And so from here, a little squeeze in the glute, drive that knee forward, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and hold strong. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, keep squeezing, keep driving, 2, 1. Good, now release, 100, 80, 60, 40, and 20. Beautiful little TLC with the hips. Okay, from here, what we're gonna do is isometric movement path. It's gonna be called a hip flexor march. So we're gonna bring our knee up one leg at a time, nice and high. You're just gonna go slowly and control. The more control, the better, much like your controlled articular rotations. We're gonna get to the top of our hip flexion with that knee up nice and high. We're gonna hold it there for about 3, 2, 1. Try and drive that knee as high as you can, bring it down, then we'll switch to the other side, all right? That's the last exercise here. So we're gonna drive that knee up, nice and slow, controlled. We get it high. Think of bringing your knee into your chest and hold it there for 5, 4, 3, I feel it right in there, 2, 1. Good, come down nice and slow. Good, and then let's switch to the other side. Up nice and slow. Once you get to that top point, hold it for 5, 4, knee to the chest, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down nice and slow and controlled. Good, we'll go for 3 each side, drive it up nice and high. Good, and strong, and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, down nice and controlled. Good, switch to the side, bringing it up, slow and controlled. Good, we get to that top drive, knee to the chest, hold it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, a little bit harder to activate on that left side. The last one, here we go. Good, and knee comes up high, good, hold, drive it up, strong, 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, good, down slow. Beautiful, and you got it, here we go. Knee up, drive it high, good, and hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and down, rest, and voila, little TLC for the ankles. We got roll, rotate, mobilize, same thing for the hip flexors.